Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Earth Akashic Activation Experience. In this class, this experience, I'm going to be taking you through what Earth Akashic healing is, why we need to focus on both the earth and the cosmic, why it's important to bridge the two. I'm going to be telling you a little bit about me and how this method came to be and what my work is. And I'm going to take you on an Earth Akashic journey at the end so you can experience this work for yourself. So, a little bit about me. My name is Shannon, and I am an Earth Star shaman and an Akashic healer and teacher. I have created this method, Earth Akashic healing, that was born through my journey of healing myself from chronic disease, from my journey of being trained and initiated into the lineage of contemporary Earth and Star shamanism, and my quantum work in the multidimensional realms, specifically the 23rd dimension and all of the other cosmic realms that I access within the Akashic records and within my shamanic work. So basically what that all means is that my journey started with illness and all these traumatic events that I had to work through, and brought me through that healing journey, brought me into connection and awareness of the Akashic records and the Akashic realms. I started learning how to journey and heal myself using cosmic and Akashic information. And I was then initiated onto a shamanic path and completed an intensive apprenticeship and training in both Earth and Star shamanism, which is now intertwined and interspersed within all of the healing work I do. It informs everything that I do. So Earth Akashic healing is really the way that all of this work has melded together to create this powerful healing method that not only changed my entire life, but changes the realities, the lives, the day-to-day of the people that I work with in whatever way it is that they're looking for healing. So I want to talk to you about what Earth Akashic healing is. And I'm going to start with what Earth wisdom is, because what Earth Akashic healing does is it bridges the gap between Earth wisdom and cosmic Akashic wisdom so that we can truly heal in multidimensional ways. So I'm going to explain what Earth wisdom is, what cosmic wisdom is, and the Akashic wisdom that I use is, and then why we want to bridge the two. Okay, so what is Earth wisdom? Earth wisdom refers to the shamanic aspects of this healing method. So Earth wisdom is anything and everything that is connected to our humanness, to this planet, to why we're here in these bodies. So we chose to come here. Each and every one of us, our souls chose to come here and live in these bodies, to have this human life and experience, probably to have had multiple human lives and experiences, really, and to learn from it. It's called Earth School for a reason, right? You've probably heard that before. And Earth wisdom is what we learn from being on Earth. It's working with the elements: earth, air, fire, water, ether, spirit. It's working with the earth itself, with Mother Nature, with plants and animals, with flowers, with the mountains, with the oceans, the rivers, with the fields, right? Everything that we see on Earth, that's Earth wisdom, learning how to work with it. Every single one of those things I just mentioned, and all the things I didn't, because it's an endless list. All of those things, all of those energies and physical manifestations, like trees or mountains, for example, they have consciousnesses, they have energies, they have things to teach us. And Earth wisdom is realizing and waking up to the fact that every single one of those things has something to teach us. And when we actually slow down and connect in and listen, we can receive that. Earth wisdom is connected into our bodies, into our human, right? The human body is a miraculous thing, and we don't have bodies like this in other dimensions or planets or realities, right? Our human body is beautiful and incredible. And also it's something that so many of us spend so much of our time trying to dissociate from, to escape. We hate our bodies so often, or we're taught to at certain points in our life, right? We disconnect. We don't really live in the body. We try and force the body to be what we want it to be, but we don't actually respect what the body is. Earth wisdom is about remembering and reconnecting into the truth of your body, of your body's true energy and magic, and learning how to live in that and accept it and be in it and really work with the body. Because Earth School, we come here to learn from the earth, and we come here to learn from what it's like to be in a body. We come here to learn how to be in a body and how to do this work, and how to experience and engage with our growth, our senses, our spirituality, our soul within the context of having a body. So earth wisdom is remembering how to be with the body, connecting into the body, being with the body. Right? It's so important. It's the human. Earth wisdom is the human wisdom. We are here as humans. There's so much to learn from the human experience. And what happens in spiritual exploration is so often we, start a spiritual journey and we get excited by other dimensions and, the stars, and we start thinking about, this happens a lot. I'm going to create an example, general. This may or may not fully apply to you, but I have a feeling you can probably connect into some of it. We learn about star seeds, or we learn about different ways of transcending the body and the earth experience and our experiences here and now. And we do everything we can to learn those experiences, to learn more about the stars or the transcendental whatever, or the techniques to become less human, less connected. And what happens is when we do that, we leave our body, we leave the earth wisdom, we leave the reason we're here. And we're kind of defeating our purpose of being here and learning from the earth, learning from Earth School, learning of the earth wisdom. That's not to say that those things, the transcendental, the stars, all of these things, that's not to say that those things don't have a place, because they do. And we can get a lot and learn a lot from those practices and those traditions and all of that, right? But we first have to learn from the earth wisdom, because otherwise we wouldn't be here in a body doing this. We could do it from another dimension without a body, without the earth, without all the density that comes from being here. So earth wisdom is that it's connecting into the body and the earth and the elements and the aspects of nature and Mother Earth that we live in. Earth wisdom is also connecting into our roots. It's our ancestral wisdom. It's traditions. It's connecting into the ancient wisdoms that have been passed down from our ancestors and from the people who've come before us. That's earth wisdom, because it's stored on the earth. It's stored in our wombs. It's stored in our genetic lineages, in our DNA. It's stored in the ancestral line. It's stored in the earth. Our bodies come from the earth and they go back to the earth. And so all of that wisdom, all of that earth and ancestral wisdom that we learn is mulched back into the earth. And then our bodies are made up of it again, right? It's earth wisdom, ancestral, traditional. That is all of that knowing and knowledge, wisdom, that is connected into the earth. That is part of the earth wisdom that we have to connect into, and we want to connect into, to really be able to fully embody ourselves and embody our spiritual journey and embody our spiritual self. So that's earth wisdom. Earth wisdom is everything connected to our experience and existence here on this earth, in these bodies, in this here and now, connected to our DNA and lineage and ancestors, and connected to everything that's come before us and everything that will come after us. That's our earth wisdom. that's where we so often kind of miss, especially when we start talking about the Akashic, which we'll get to in a minute, but we start to miss these important aspects of us, our earth wisdom, our reason for being here. So that's earth wisdom. What's cosmic wisdom? I'm going to start with cosmic wisdom and then Akashic wisdom, and they're intertwined, but there's separation as well. Cosmic wisdom is the multidimensional, off this planet, otherworldly, star, other universal, multidimensional, transcendental information and wisdom that exists. We live on one small planet in one galaxy, in one part of a universe that has multiple galaxies, where there's multiverses around us. There are so many planets and all of these galaxies and multiverses that we can't even put a number to it, right? It's basically infinity because the number is so huge. The cosmos is part of us. We all are made of stardust on some level. We're made of the earth and we are made of the stars. We are all cosmically connected. We are all connected into the greater universal energies. And cosmic wisdom is what I call the understanding and the opening into that reality, that we are connected into everything, that you and I are one and the same. That's our cosmic, our star connection, because we on a certain level, when we zoom out far enough, we are made of the same stardust. And then our cosmic wisdom and energy is also, when we zoom out as well, and we realize that we are all one, unity mind, unity consciousness. I'm no different than you. We're the same consciousness expressing itself in different bodies on earth, playing with this earth experiment in this particular earth, but also doing it on other planets and other galaxies and other dimensions. That's cosmic wisdom. When we can connect into that reality that we are all connected, that we are all one and the same, that we're living in these different realities, in these different illusions, holograms, whatever you want to call them. And when we can connect into that and connect into the cosmic wisdom, we realize that so much of what we hold and what holds us back, what we hold on to or get upset about, our limiting beliefs, our patterns, all these things, those things are so easily surmountable when we remember that cosmic wisdom, when we connect to that cosmic wisdom, the truth that you and I are the same, that we're no different, that we all have these deep connections, these places where we intertwine on a cosmic level, right? When we reconnect into that, when we remember those things and we start to embody that wisdom and allow it to really become part of us and our consciousness and our soul and how we interact in the world, that's us embodying cosmic wisdom, right? Cosmic wisdom is then also connected into Akashic wisdom. So let me take a moment and introduce to you what the Akashic records are in case you don't know. And if you do, then I do explain them a little differently than other people. So the Akashic records, at the most basic, easily understandable level, the Akashic records are like a multi-dimensional library of everything your soul has ever experienced. So the Akashic records are held in multiple dimensions, and they are the library of our soul history. Everything that you have done, that your soul has done, that you've experienced in this lifetime or other lifetimes on this planet or other planets is stored in your Akashic records. And when we access the records, we're accessing this dimensional frequency where we can connect into our soul history. And the way I work with the records is I work with the records, the 23rd plus dimensions of the records. So the classic Akashic record, like if you were to go get a classic Akashic record reading, that person who was reading for you would likely be connecting into the 5th or 7th dimensional records. That's the kind of classic place that 99.9% of the people who access the records, they're accessing that part of the records, because that's been the most open and accessible to our consciousness, to humanity for the past however many hundreds of years. And that's what people access. When I was on my healing journey, I learned how to channel. I started moving into the cosmic wisdom, like how I just explained to you. And I was taken up into, first I was, let me backtrack. I was given a lot of messages about working with the Akashic records. And I finally was like, okay, fine, I'm going to try it. I went into the records, found a prayer online, like one of the like more well-known ones. And I went to the records and it was like, yeah, I'm supposed to be here. I mean, it was just this really magical, speak of transcendental, it was like a transcendental experience. And a little while later, I went to the records and I was taken into a new dimension. And the guides who took me there, who met me as I opened the records, they said, we're taking you into a part of the records that has never been accessed before, or hasn't been accessed for like thousands of years on this planet, more accurately. And they brought me into the 23rd dimension. They called it the rainbow realm. They said, this is a new dimension. People don't know how to access this yet. Most people can't yet because it's too high of a dimension, because see, the earth, we vibrate at 3rd dimensional frequency. We're on the earth, right? Dense. 5th and 7th dimension, which there's a lot of talk about the 5th dimension right now, right? In the collective, 5th and 7th dimension are still earth frequencies. We're still within earth. We're really still within earth until we get up past like 17th, 18th dimensions. We're still on the earth. Those are all dimensions accessible from the earth. 23 is a cosmic dimension. However, 23 is still close enough to the earth that we can access the earth dimension without it being too difficult to access both earth and cosmic information. That's why I was taken to 23. 23 is called the rainbow realm. And it's called the rainbow realm because it's connected into the chakras. So we have all the different colors of the rainbow that are connected within the 23rd dimension. It's also called the rainbow realm because a rainbow kind of represents all of the colors melding together, right? The meeting of all these different colors of these different energies. And we go into the 23rd dimension to meld together everything, our earth energy and our cosmic energy. And so my guides, the council I work with, they brought me into the 23rd dimension. And they had me go explore the Akashic records in 23. And they were so different than anything I'd ever experienced. And the council I work with call themselves the Council of the Pinnacle. And there are other people who use the word or the name pinnacle as well to describe who they talk to in the records. And the reason for this is because this council, they exist in multiple dimensions of the records. They exist in the human dimensions as well, like when we come down into 5th and 7th, but they really like to work, at least with me and with the people I work with. And so probably with you, if you're here watching this, in the 23rd dimension, because that's where they can really, this council can really help us access the fullest range of knowledge and information available. So I experienced the records in 23, and the way that the Akashic wisdom works, especially in the 23rd dimension and dimensions beyond the 23rd, because I now work much higher than the 23rd as well in the Akashic field. Akashic wisdom in these dimensions, and the way that I teach it and the way that I channel it and the way that I talk about it, Akashic wisdom is wisdom and energy that we can use and connect into to understand what we're holding. Like we use the Akashic records, we use Earth Akashic healing to go into the Akashic records and to understand what are our limiting beliefs and where do they come from and why. And then we go through and we release that energy. So Akashic wisdom is healing energy. It's healing wisdom. It's, these are the reasons, this is the why, that those answers you've been searching for, they're here right now like this. This is where they come in. And using Akashic wisdom, we can understand where it comes from. We can understand why it comes from. And then we can also see and understand how we can shift that narrative, that reality, that understanding to make it better for ourselves and for all those around us. So Akashic wisdom is a form of cosmic wisdom because we go into the cosmic dimensions, we go into multidimensional realities to connect into Akashic wisdom. But Akashic wisdom is not the only cosmic wisdom. That's why I kind of separate them out a little bit here. Akashic wisdom, using Earth Akashic healing and using the 23rd plus dimensions, Akashic wisdom really helps us understand the entirety of our soul. That's the difference between accessing the 23rd plus dimensions and accessing 5th and 7th dimensions of the Akashic records, is that in the 5th, 7th, etc. dimensions of the records, when we're still in earth energy, you're getting mostly earth information from your soul's history. You're getting information about lifetimes on earth, soul wounding on earth, maybe on some of the star dimensions, like in our immediate galaxy, like Sirius or the Pleiades or something. You might get some of that in 5th and 7th, because if it's the 5th and 7th dimensions of the Akashic records, because those are still pretty earthy. Honestly, that's not very star energy. Like it's earthy star energy, because those star systems had a lot to do with creating the earth. Whereas if you go into the 23rd dimension, 23rd plus dimensions, we can use the Akashic records for understanding of the soul's history in all dimensions, all cosmic spaces, all stars, all planets in this galaxy, and galaxies that we don't even have names for. We can really get a much further understanding, much deeper understanding of the soul's history and the soul wounding, the soul growth, the soul lessons, the soul talents. We can get a much deeper understanding, because we can go far beyond the earth in this galaxy to really understand where we're from and really understand what stardust makes us up. So that's Akashic wisdom. And I know that was a little bit of a long explanation, and I also brought up a lot of things that you may have never really thought of before. So hopefully that gives you some food for thought. And it could go so much deeper, and in many places have, but for the purposes of this class, I'm going to stop that there. I'm going to leave the explanation there where it is. So now we understand what earth wisdom is. Now we understand what cosmic and Akashic wisdom is. Why is it important to bridge both for healing? The reason it's important to bridge both for healing is because if we ignore one or the other, we're ignoring half of our healing journey. So if we are only looking at the cosmic, which is something I see many people in the spiritual community do, right? And you may have even done that. I did it at the beginning. I just looked at the cosmic, right? It's very common. It's exciting. Cosmic is exciting. The earth feels kind of boring at first, because we're like, we're already here. So many people will just go bypass the earth wisdom and go right into the cosmic. But if you're just looking at the cosmic, then you're ignoring a whole half of your healing. You're ignoring your earth experience, your human experience, your ancestral lineage, DNA, all of that. You're ignoring it. Same thing if you go right into the earth wisdom and you're just really stuck in the physical, in the earth, the body, the ways that you don't feel good physically, which is where we can get stuck in earth energy, that you're completely ignoring the cosmic, then you're doing the same thing. You're also ignoring half of your healing journey and half of who you are and what's going on. So we have to bridge the two to really create radical multidimensional healing. We have to start with the earth. We've got to understand the earth. We've got to understand why we're here. We've got to understand our body and our connection to the earth and the elements, our connection to our ancestors and our wisdom and what's in our DNA. And then we go into the cosmic, so we can understand our soul history. We can understand our lineage. We can understand our past lives, like our soul lineage. We can understand our past lives. We can understand where we come from and who we are and what we're carrying from multiple lifetimes, from the stars, what we're carrying from cosmic energies, right? We go from the earth to the cosmic. we have to bridge the two. And our earth, connecting into our earth wisdom, allows us to go on this journey where we open up more and more until we can bridge into the cosmic and really understand the cosmic wisdom in a grounded way that's actually going to serve us. Because that's the other reason that we have to bridge the two. Because if we don't, we might go right into the cosmic and get all of this understanding, but have no understanding of how to be on the earth and connect into the earth. So we can't actually ground it down or embody it. And so we just have this like mental understanding, but it does nothing for our physical healing or for the healing of our physical timelines of our life, of our what we're doing right now. That's where it becomes useless, right? And so we have to bridge the two. So I'm going to give you an example of my own healing, my own kind of journey with this. Where I learned basically that I had to bridge the earth and the cosmic for true healing. And I learned this in many spaces, but I definitely started with the cosmic energy. And, you know, I connected into the Akashic field and I started doing my work there. And when I started my shamanic work, which was a few years into being on this deep spiritual path, the very first thing that I was told was, do not do any star or cosmic connection. No more records for a little while. For you, at least, you can do it for clients. Because I'd already started my business at this point. Gotta get you in your body. And here's the thing. To get myself, so I started down this path because of a journey with chronic disease, because I was dying and nothing was helping, and I had to look for other ways to heal. And I found different spiritual ways of healing, right? And then I learned how to heal myself. And I did learn earth wisdom at the beginning, right? One of my big healing stories was when I went out of remission. I had one big healing that put me into remission and saved my life. And a few years later, I went out of remission. And at that point, I got to test everything I've been learning and I had learned so I could heal myself again, right? And what happened then is I did actually start with earth wisdom. I learned how to get in my body. I learned how to ground. I realized that I had been so dissociated from my body. I didn't even know what it felt like to be in my body. And when I learned how to ground and I got in my body, I was like, oh my God, this feels so different. I didn't even know my body felt like this. I didn't even know it could feel like this to be in my body. I also connected with my ancestors and with my DNA and started learning how to talk to my body. And then I connected into the cosmic, into the Akashic, into the greater star and soul understanding of what I was moving through and healing. But then when I started my shamanic work, we spent several months getting me even deeper into my body, going even deeper into the earth wisdom. I was grounded compared to what I'd been, but I was still not that grounded, not compared to how I am now. I had to learn how to get even deeper in my body and not leave it. Because what I'd done when I was healing myself was I got into earth wisdom, so enough so that I was able to bridge the earth and the cosmic and heal. Still had other things to heal, but I was able to get a big chunk of healing done. But I would still leave my body. I would ground in and then I would leave. And then I would ground in and then I would leave. And when I started my shamanic work, I had to learn how to ground in and stay. I had to learn how to be here and stay. And it took me a while. And in the time it took me to learn how to do that, I learned how to teach other people how to stay in their bodies, because it took me time, which meant that I really got a good understanding of what worked and what doesn't work, which is now what I get to share, right? Doesn't have to take you as long to get in your body as it took me. And once I was fully in my body, I was able to start doing more of the cosmic work, more of the Akashic work for myself again. And the way that that work showed up and the way that it shifted my life and healed things and I was able to move through things was so much faster, so much more embodied, so much more beneficial to me than it had been before, because I had really mastered earth wisdom, really learned how to work with it. So the cosmic wisdom was able to come in and be embodied and be useful much more quickly, much more easily. It was life-changing. It was game-changing. And so now what I do is, when we're talking about Earth Akashic healing, and in this class right now, in this experience, as I'm sharing it, is I make sure, and I've created this whole process to make sure that before we even get into the cosmic, multidimensional aspects of healing, we're getting into the grounded earth elemental wisdom of our ancestors and of our cells and DNA in our bodies. We're getting into that aspect first, because that's where we've got to start. We have got to start with that. Think about, do you know how to talk to your body? Do you actually know what your body's saying to you? I want you to take a moment with me. I want you to close your eyes. I want you to feel the grounding energy that's being shared through this video. I want you to bring your attention from your head all the way down into your stomach. Noticing how your muscles feel, noticing how your body feels. And I want you to bring your attention from your stomach down through your hips, into your legs, down through your thighs, into your knees and your shins, your calves, down into your ankles and your feet. And I want you to breathe from your feet down 2 or 3 feet below you to the bottom of your auric field, to your earth star chakra. This is a chakra at the bottom of our auric field. It is our grounding chakra. This is where we ground into. It can be any color. And I want you to breathe your attention and your energy all the way down to that earth star and notice how it feels. Breathe some life into it. Ground yourself into this here and now space. So in Earth Akashic healing and in shamanic work, we do not ground ourselves all the way down to the center of the earth, as is often taught. This is insidious, it's parasitic. We don't want to leave a cord in the center of the earth. Why would we do that when we have our earth star chakra right here at the bottom of our auric field? Our earth star chakra is a crystal, or often it's crystalline, and it literally fits into the earth. The grid of the earth. For each one of us, there's a space where our crystalline earth star chakra can connect in. It is our grounding to the earth. We don't need to go cord into the center of the earth. We have our own innate connection. So breathing into your earth star, being connected, grounding. And as you ground, I want you to start to scan back up through your body and find any place that hurts or feels tension or is uncomfortable in any way. And I want you to focus on that place. Bring your attention deep into it, like you're diving into that part of your body, like it's a pool that you can dive into. And I want you to ask that part of yourself, truth, truth, truth. What am I holding here? Body, what are you holding? What do I need to know or understand? And stay with that for a few rounds of breath. I just want you to sit with this, talk to your body. If you get an answer, go deeper, asking, okay, what else do I need to understand about that? Why? Why is this here? Why am I holding it? Going deeper. Good. Stay with that for another few breaths. You can move to another part of the body if you need to, but notice how easily the body talks to you and shares things with you when you actually take the time to ask it. Beautiful. Okay, slowly bringing your attention back to this now moment and opening your eyes. That's what it feels like to be grounded and to be connecting into the earth wisdom of our body. Your body has so much to say to you. And most of us don't know how to talk to our body and actually listen to what it wants to share, to what it's feeling, to its innate wisdom. But we have so much to learn. And we have to learn that. That's our earth wisdom. We have to learn how to understand what our body is saying and holding and feeling before we can move into the cosmic. And that's our bridge into the cosmic and the Akashic. That's why this work is called Earth Akashic. And so my own personal journey, I had to learn how to talk to my body and how to truly be present in the body and with the earth wisdom to be able to embody the fullness of the healing and the understanding that was available to me in the Akashic and the cosmic. Okay, so we're going to take an Akashic journey, an Earth Akashic journey in just a moment. But before we do so, I want to take a moment to let you know that there is now an Earth Akashic Mystery School that I have created that is open and ready for you to enroll in it. So this is a membership that I have created to bridge the earth and the cosmic wisdom so that you too can learn how to be in your body, be with the earth wisdom, and bridge the way into the cosmic multidimensional wisdom that is part of your soul and your reason for being here. This membership is full of self-study classes, my most popular courses, plus new courses I've created specifically for the membership. It will have monthly Q&A calls with me. There is a community platform for you to connect with everybody else who's in the membership. I will be adding in new courses and content every quarter. And anytime I'm inspired, beyond that as well. Plus, this is going to be the new go-to place to connect with me and any extra bonus classes that I do for the solstices or the equinoxes, so that we leave for the equinoxes, for different holidays or important energetic days. Everything is going to be held within this membership. So I want to invite you to go check that out. When you received this masterclass, you will also have received a link right to my website that speaks to you all about what this membership looks like, what the Earth Akashic Mystery School is, how it works. And I want to invite you to come join us there. Join me and the community in the mystery school there to really dive into the earth, the cosmic, and Earth Akashic work and this healing journey that we're all on. This is a place for you to have a deep connection, to feel supported by your community, and to deepen your healing further than you've gone before. Because the whole point of Earth and Akashic and cosmic and blending them all together and bridging them together so that we can go deeper than we ever have, and also go higher into the cosmos than we ever have, because that's how we really bridge into that beautiful, beautiful space of healing and connection. So if you have questions, you can go look at my website. You can follow the link that came along with this with this class. And now, if you want to experience more of what the Earth Akashic work really feels like, we're going to go into the Akashic records in the 23rd dimension. I'm going to bring you up with me, and I'm just going to guide you through a simple, easy, relaxing healing experience. We'll be in there for about 10 to 15 minutes. So I want to encourage you to get comfortable, find a place to sit or lie down. If you tend to fall asleep a lot during meditations or journeys, if you've journeyed before, I encourage you to sit up, because if you lie down, you may fall asleep, especially if you're not used to this energy, this specific dimension yet. And when you're in that comfortable place, go ahead and close your eyes and start to just let your breathing slow, let your body really relax, let yourself really be in this present moment, connect back into that grounding we just did. Really let your breath move through every cell of your body, move through every part of you. Feeling that grounding within you. Beautiful. And feeling the energy of support that I am now sharing through this recording, through this video. The support is going to be with you, quite literally supporting you as we move into the 23rd dimension and into the Akashic fields. Going in unconditional love to fully be in the field with us. Asking for our filaments of light to connect in with the filaments of the Akashic field in the 23rd dimension. And I'm going to start to move us up through the dimensions into the 23rd. And you're just going to allow yourself in this journey and this experience to come with me. Mind, body, and soul. We're going to start to float up through the sky and past the clouds, floating up into space, floating up into the stars, floating up through the solar system, seeing the sun and the moon and the planets, feeling your whole being moving up through the Milky Way, moving up from the Milky Way into the galaxies and universe beyond, moving up, up, up through the universe and into the multiverse, and seeing ahead of you a rainbow portal. And as we reach that rainbow portal, you're going to go ahead and just let yourself float through it, landing in a sacred space. So I want you to look around at that sacred space. This is your sacred space. You land here. Take a moment just to get comfortable as I open the records. Calling upon my brothers and sisters on the Council of the Pinnacle and asking for everyone who is receiving this, watching this at any time, for their records to be opened at the time that they are watching this recording. Asking for all information within each individual person's book of life as they are watching this recording, as they are here ready to receive, asking for that information that is relevant and pertinent for this time to be open for them to access, and asking for you within the records, the guides, the council to impart to us any wisdom, knowledge, healing, love, light, compassion, power, beauty, wisdom, sovereignty, community, connection, knowing, healing, within the Akashic records, within this dimension, within all dimensions, imparting that to each of us as we come into our records. Whenever we're watching this, whenever anyone is watching this, imparting that information to them now. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. And the records are now open in this dimension, allowing yourself to walk into your records, knowing that your records are open for you and only you, that you are in your sacred space in this 23rd dimension, in the space of your Akashic fields, of the Akashic records, open to the earth and the cosmic information. And we're going to walk out of your sacred space and into the center of the 23rd dimension. This is the rainbow realm. So you may see rainbows all around you. There's realms. There's one realm for each of the 7 main chakras. So you may notice the 7 realms around you. You also may just notice that it's beautiful and it's connected and it feels really good to be here. And coming towards you are 1 or 2 members of the Council of the Pinnacle, this council that exists in this dimension, in this part of the Akashic records, this dimensional reality of this council. 1 or 2 of them are coming towards you, taking your hands, welcoming you in. And I want you to ask that council member, what do I need to know today? And know that to receive this message, you may just hear an answer. You may grab a journal and a pen and you may write down an answer, automatic writing an answer. You may get a knowing, you may get a feeling. Just allowing this council member to tell you, or council members, what you need to know today. And you can also ask them, what number of the council are they? Because there are 28 members in this council. They go from 1 to 28, and often they can identify themselves to you as saying, I'm number 7 or I'm number 21. And so if it helps you to know how to address the council member or members that are working with you, you can ask them, what numbers are they? So you can say hello and address them. And then ask them, again, that question, what do I need to know today? Who am I here to be? Giving a moment or 2 for those answers to come through. Allowing yourself to receive whatever it is that you need to receive now. Perfect. And asking now the question, calling in the healing energy of the 23rd dimension, and asking your guides, to these council members who are with you, to help you release anything that you'd like to release right now. So allowing yourself to bring to mind any limiting belief, any pain, any discomfort, any old way of being that you're ready to get rid of. Inviting them to come through and help you see that for yourself, where it is, what it is. And asking that council member to help you by calling in an element, earth, air, fire, water, calling in an energy, calling in a healing of some kind to help you release this from your body, wherever it is. If it's in your head, releasing out from your head and your brain. If it's in your knees, releasing out and cleansing your knees. And asking this council member as you're here too, and you may or may not get an answer, just knowing that asking is all you need to do right now. Where does this come from? What's the root cause of this belief or this way of being or this discomfort or pain or whatever it is? What's the root cause? Where does it come from? I'm just listening for an answer. Just releasing some of that energy, allowing the records, allowing the 23rd dimension to bring in whatever healing it is that you are ready for at this moment in time. Knowing that it may be big, it may be small, but whatever it is, it's exactly what you need right now. Taking another minute or so before we come out. All right. Wrapping up any conversation you're having, allowing the healing to come to an end, thanking the council members, the guides who have worked with you. We're going to walk back into your sacred space, finding that rainbow portal that you dropped in through, climbing back out of it, and seeing there's a rainbow slide for you to jump on. That rainbow slide is going to bring you back down through the dimensions, all the way back down into your body, all the way back down now. Thanking the Council of the Pinnacle, thanking the records, thanking the guides for their love, support, information, healing, asking for the records of every single person at any time, whenever they're listening to this, whenever they're going on this journey, asking for the records to be closed, asking for us to be grounded fully back down into our bodies, into this here and now moment, allowing our filaments of light to disconnect from the Akashic field now, and allowing the records to be fully closed as we ground into our bodies into this moment. So it is, and so it is, and so it is. And the records are now closed. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Take a moment to just open your eyes and fully come back in. So that's a very quick example of what it feels like to work with the records in the 23rd dimension, of what grounding with the earth and healing with the cosmic looks like. Very quick introduction to what an Earth Akashic journey looks like. Feel free to come back to this journey. If you received a lot, that's amazing. Write it down. If you didn't receive a ton, come back. It takes some time. It often takes people a few times to really start receiving in these journeys, because the more grounded you are, the more you're connected to the earth wisdom, the more easily that cosmic Akashic wisdom comes through. And that's why we do both. That's why we bridge the gap between the two. So come back, practice grounding the way I showed you halfway through this class. Come back, go back to that place and practice that grounding, and come back and do this Akashic, this Earth Akashic journey anytime that you feel called. And if you are looking to go even deeper into the earth and the Akashic wisdom, then definitely make sure to check out the Earth Akashic Mystery School. And for the time being, I want to thank you for joining me on this Earth Akashic activation experience. Thank you for coming through and understanding and seeing the ways that we connect earth and cosmic wisdom, why it's so important to bridge the two, what it looks like, why this method and way of healing is how I healed myself and why I now teach it and share it and can perform it for others, leading others to these journeys. And thank you for coming on this last journey with me. We just came out of. I hope that you've enjoyed this experience. I hope you can feel the activation of moving into the grounding and then into the Akashic, into the earth, and the Akashic and the earth Akashic together. And I hope to see you in the mystery school, diving deeper into all of this with me. Thank you for joining me, sending you a lot of love, sending you a lot of grounding and connection to your body and yourself and your cells. And I will see you again, hopefully soon.